Hello and a warm welcome to Federal's special program, Capital Beat. The governor of Telangana appointed AIMIM MLA Akbaruddin Owaisi as the pro-tem speaker. Now, today the oath-taking ceremony happened where all the MLAs took oath, except for the BJP MLAs who boycotted the oath-taking ceremony, saying that since Akbaruddin Owaisi is not the senior-most MLA, it stands as a violation of the protocols, procedures, and the norms. Now, and BJP had also asked the governor to set aside Akbaruddin Owaisi's nomination as an interim speaker. Obviously, that did not happen. But what is the larger message which BJP is trying to give? And or has the issue been really blown out of proportion for no reasons? Joining me now is Rachna Reddy, who is the spokesperson of the BJP Telangana. Thank you so much, Rachna. And we have senior and political commentator T.S. Sudhir with us. Thank you, Sudhir, so much for joining. And let me begin the discussion today with Rachna Reddy. What is BJP trying to achieve by saying that we will not attend, and which the BJP MLAs haven't attended the oath-taking ceremony? What is the larger message of except, of course, which on record is that, it's a blatant violation of the norms and the procedures?
The larger message is that, Neelu, the blatant violation. I mean, Article 180 clearly says that the appointment of the pro-tem speaker could be any one of the senior-most legislators in the House. Now, the senior-most legislators in the House, including the opposition as well as the proposition, there are many. And I can name at least 2 or 3 more senior legislators from the opposition itself, from the BRS, Mr. Harish Rao, from the Congress, Mr. Uttam Kumar Reddy, who've been appointed way back in 99, etc. So here is the thing. Now, certainly the discretion lies with the governor, because the chief minister only recommends a pro-tem speaker. But the fact remains that since yesterday, there has been this long pervading discussion where they've allegedly stated that Mr. Revanth Reddy has gone through a lot of members and he's looked at all of them, and finally he's settled on Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi to be the pro-tem speaker. And the election of the speaker per se is scheduled to be held on 14th, if I'm not mistaken, or if it's not changed. Now, until then, this pro-tem speaker continues. Now, this is the constitutional mandate, and the Bharatiya Janata Party wants and requires that mandate is followed. Find the oldest, or rather the most senior-most legislator in the House. Yes, it does not have to do with age.
Rachna, you might say this, and you might take this plea. But if you look at the comments coming from your MLA T. Raja Singh, who has said that how can I take oath with a person who has made anti-Hindu comments, and he's saying this about Akbaruddin Owaisi. Now, what does this statement show? Whatever the party might say on record that it's a blatant violation, but Raja Singh saying that, can I take oath who made with a person who made such anti-Hindu comments? Now, what does that show? Is BJP trying to fulfill some kind of a Hindutva agenda, trying to express that, how the party hates Muslims, and therefore the BJP MLAs will not take oath in the presence of Akbaruddin Owaisi? Is that also not the underlining agenda?
Now, I don't understand what is wrong with Hindutva, because I think I am clearly a part of Hindutva, and Hindutva does not mean anything else other than the fact that when Hindutva...
No, hatred against Muslims. That's what I meant.
This is certainly not hatred against Muslims. Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi is a colossal serial offender who deliberately for his own political highlights, and knowing full well, just as Sanatana Dharma has been absolutely ridiculed and tarnished, etc., he knows full well that he will be protected, that the courts in India will protect him, and that nobody will do anything about it. And Hindus also will try to do as much as they can, but they will be restricted by the law of the land and the Constitution of India. That is what happened when he stated that in 15 minutes, if the law and order, or rather if the home department gave 15 minutes to Muslims, they would teach the Hindus of India who's the boss, or who's better, or if we live or if we'll die. So he's a serial offender, and he's made many more such statements.
He's a
But the
serial
fact,
offender. No, but since he's a serial offender, as you are saying, and he's made these hateful comments against Hindu gods and goddesses, so does that become a reason why BJP MLAs don't take oath with the
see,
Owaisi?
Mr. Raja Singh is one of the 8 MLAs who have been elected in this assembly elections. Mr. Raja Singh making that as his primary contention, it's his, for the or rather I'll say it's his personal view of the matter. But in addition to that, the constitutional reason why the Bharatiya Janata Party has boycotted is because of this. You know that this man is a serial offender. You know that this man is not, how would we say it? A speaker is supposed to be neutral, and he's certainly not the most neutral person. You know that this person is controversial. Then why would you go out of your way to appoint him as the pro-tem speaker? You could find n number, at least half a dozen neutral people in the opposition and the proposition senior most MLAs who fit the bill according to the Constitution, Article 180. Why not them, and why him? And this also sends a message. I mean, the Congress has gone to town and back, claiming that the BRS, the BJP, and ridiculously, even the AIMIM are hand in glove. But we see now who's hand in glove with whom, because the Congress has had a long relationship with AIMIM even prior to.
No, you have a problem clearly with Akbaruddin Owaisi because he's a controversial figure and not fit for being a pro-tem speaker. And then I'll go to Sudhir.
Both of those. He's a controversial figure, not fit to be a pro-tem speaker, and he does not deserve constitutionally to be the pro-tem speaker right now. Probably in 20 more years.
But did you ask the governor? Did you ask the governor
yes,
why?
Yes, a memorandum was handed over to her after the fact of his appointment. And the Bharatiya Janata Party LP, the legislative party, has clearly decided to boycott until the appointment, or rather the election of the new speaker, which is scheduled to be on the 14th.
All right. Now let me come to Sudhir. Sudhir, do you think that this issue unnecessarily has been blown out of proportion? Everywhere on the Twitter and other social media platforms, Akbaruddin Owaisi's name is trending as if, heavens have fallen down, it seems, with this controversy. And it's just because of the projection of BJP and as what Rachana Reddy just said, that both things they have a problem with, that, he's a controversial figure who's made unwanted comments against the Hindu gods and goddesses. Then, of course, he's not the senior most MLA who shouldn't have been appointed. Now, what do you make of this controversy?
Well, I think it was basically a news week Saturday. So it was decided that let's create some news. There's absolutely much ado about nothing. There are people who are senior to Akbaruddin Owaisi. That's perfectly all right. One of them is Uttam Kumar Reddy. So I spoke to Uttam Kumar Reddy as to why was Akbaruddin Owaisi chosen for this post. He said, well, I should have been, but I am already a minister. I've already been sworn in as a minister. So obviously I cannot be pro-tem speaker as well. The other choice would have been Harish Rao, but then Harish Rao is a nephew of K. Chandrasekhar Rao, who, as we know, is underwent a surgery at Yashoda Hospital in Hyderabad yesterday. And he was also the finance and the health minister and the legislative affairs minister last time. Usually, I mean, at least from what I know is the norm, usually people who have been senior ministers, etc., are not kind of chosen for the role of a pro-tem speaker, which is basically nothing more than a formality only there to ensure that every newly elected MLA is sworn in as a legislator of that particular legislative assembly. Akbaruddin Owaisi has been an MLA 6 times from 99 onwards. So in that sense, his seniority cannot be questioned. Now the question comes whether the BJP's objection is to Akbaruddin or whether its objection is to any MIM person. If its objection is only to Akbaruddin, then we need to go back 5 years in history to 2018, when again the then BRS government or then the TRS government had chosen Mumtaz Ahmed Khan of the MIM, the Charminar MLA, as the pro-tem speaker. And at that point also Raja Singh, who was the only MLA of the BJP at that time, he boycotted. He said, I will not take an oath. At that time, his objection was to anyone from the MIM. This time, the objection has been made also to include Akbaruddin Owaisi's own controversial past. Obviously, there's no defending of the kind of horrific comments that Akbaruddin has made in the past. But the fact of the matter is that is the objection to Akbaruddin Owaisi or is the objection to any member of the MIM party as a whole? So that is something which the BJP needs to have clarity. And I can also tell you from my sources in the BJP.
I'll come to you, Rachna, on this. Let Sudhir finish, and then I'll come to you on this.
Its hand was pretty much forced on this matter by Raja Singh. I can tell this to you from very informed sources within the Telangana BJP that its hand was forced by Raja Singh. This was not on the mind of the BJP that we will boycott if Akbaruddin Owaisi is chosen as the pro-tem speaker. But Raja Singh was not willing, which is why then everyone decided to go along with that decision and boycott this entire oath-taking ceremony. And then they will obviously take oath when the new speaker is elected on the 14th of December. So that's the factual position. I'm not taking sides. I'm only stating what is the factual position.
Right. And I'll come to the last bit, what you mentioned. And Rachna, I really want to know from you that is Raja Singh's wish writ large on what happened today as far as the BJP MLAs boycotting the oath-taking ceremony is concerned. And I also want to ask you the question which Sudhir just pointed out, that the objection is to anybody from AIMIM, or is it just with Akbaruddin Owaisi? You need to clarify that.
The clarification has come from the president of my party itself, and he has clearly stated, I mean, irrespective of what might have happened in 2018, where Raja Singh made his own personal decision, but the fact remains that, yes, Raja Singh started out yesterday that he would not be, that he's come to know that the pro-tem speaker would be so-and-so, and that he would not be taking the oath in front of him. My president has clearly clarified yesterday night as well as today that yes, Akbaruddin Owaisi has this controversial, I mean, his statements you have to hear to believe them. So, I mean, with all of his colorful past, etc., the fact remains that he is not the senior most legislator. And along with Article 180, the rules of procedure also state that it is the governor's discretion. And the governor's discretion also requires that the governor look into the recommendation and the reasons for why the senior most legislator was not chosen. That being said, my president has clearly stated that it is the fact that it is not the senior most legislator and that constitutionally ought to have been followed, and that Akbaruddin. So it's a double whammy for the BJP. A, the senior most legislator was not chosen. B, Akbaruddin Owaisi has been unanimously, or rather unceremoniously, the choice kind of goes to him unceremoniously or ceremoniously.
But is BJP, like no, Rachna, but is BJP not making it more evident that the party is disgusted with the kind of victory which Congress has got? And I mean, linking all this with the oath-taking ceremony, it is really difficult to digest why BJP is raking this issue, really. I mean, one would say, if you look at it, the larger bit of it, one would say that BJP looks disgusted with the kind of victory which has come for Congress. And that disgust is coming out in open now.
Absolutely not. I mean, Congress got the victory it got for XYZ reasons, for a lot of reasons which will take another episode for us to discuss and debate about. But having said that, the Bharatiya Janata Party clearly is happy with the fact that out of from 1 to 3, now we are at 8 in a South Indian state. And it is the Congress that is now desperate, nationally, as it has just 1 + 2 more states. I mean, 1 in North India and 2 in South India. And it is coming up with this entire North-South divide, and with Revant Reddy stating the North DNA and the South DNA and the Bihari DNA, and his apparently better DNA, etc. So it is the Congress that is coming up with new narratives. Our narrative is clear. We will not accept Akbaruddin Owaisi giving us our oath. That being said, Akbaruddin Owaisi does not deserve to be the pro-tem speaker. It ought to have been someone else. Harish Rao and Uttam Kumar Reddy. Yes. The fact also remains that
But you know the reasons now. Sudhir just gave you the reasons.
No.
I'm been chosen.
I'm telling you that also. The fact that they have been chosen to become ministers, or they have been sworn in to become ministers, or the fact that Harish Rao was an ex-minister, it does not take away the right that they can still be pro-tem speakers. Because the constitution is clear on that.
BJP? No, tell me. But are they going to ask BJP that whom to make the pro-tem speaker? It's a prerogative of the government.
It's a prerogative of the government that the BJP is not happy with, and so we boycotted. It's as simple as that. It's the prerogative of the government to make the recommendation. The recommendation has gone to the governor. The governor has just, let it sway. And he's the pro-tem speaker. So we are well within our rights to boycott the assembly and then take our oath with the regular speaker. So if the regular speaker with ceremony or not will obviously be from a person in the majority party, because it's an election. But having said that, we already know who the speaker would be. So it doesn't matter. I mean, we'll take our oath on 14th or after. But right now, the two issues, we are not going to take oath in front of Akbaruddin Owaisi. So if the people or the general populace or the media or the other political parties think it's an issue with the MIM, so be it. But our issue is both constitutional and the issue with Akbaruddin Owaisi specifically as well.
Okay, now let me get the concluding remarks from Sudhir that it seems that it's got to do more with Akbaruddin Owaisi rather than the constitutional impropriety, if Rachna Reddy is pointing out. What do you think is the politics, and what would you really make about the politics which is being projected and expressed by BJP at the moment in context?
I personally think the BJP is pretty much walking on thin ice. Of course, it's well within its rights to decide to boycott an oath-taking ceremony. That's perfectly legitimate. But to say that it was Raja Singh's decision in 2018, how can Raja Singh, while representing a national party, decide that whether he should or should not take oath? I would imagine that even in 2018, it should have been, I guess it was K. Lakshman who was the party president at that time, if my memory serves me right, who should have decided on that, right? I don't think Raja Singh unilaterally can decide. But in this case also, it was Raja Singh, and I can tell this to you authoritatively, that it was Raja Singh first who decided that he will not take oath, and everybody in a sense later on had to fall in line, because it would have looked awkward only for one MLA not to take the oath. And and as I said, they're well within their rights. My only point is that, one, I don't think it is tomorrow. Can we imagine, let's say, Union Minister Rajnath Singh is also chosen to be the pro-tem speaker of the Lok Sabha? I don't think that kind of thing happens. That's why I checked with Uttam Kumar Reddy myself, and he said that because I'm already sworn in as the minister, which is why I couldn't be. The only other choice was Harish Rao, who is a 7-time MLA. Of course, 3 of those came in by polls, but that's not really a problem. But these are the only 2 MLAs who have been elected 7 times, and Akbaruddin is 6-time MLA. Pocharam Srinivas Reddy is also less than 6 times, who was the speaker the last time. And if the governor has obviously okayed it, probably the BJP should protest with the governor as to why did you okay the appointment, and why did you swear in Akbaruddin Owaisi this morning at 8 o'clock at Raj Bhavan as the pro-tem speaker. And finally, the point. Of course, we know that G. Prasad Kumar is going to be elected as the speaker of the next Telangana assembly. But just imagine what happens if tomorrow the Congress and the MIM get together and decide that Akbaruddin Owaisi will become the next speaker of the assembly. Will the BJP then boycott the assembly for the next 5 years? That's my question. Of course, a hypothetical question, but I personally feel that the BJP should use the assembly as a forum to protest, to make their point, to register their opposition, instead of kind of saying that we are opposed to this. Akbaruddin has made terrible remarks against Hindu gods and goddesses in the past. Absolutely unpardonable. He has also served a term in jail. So has Raja Singh, and he has also served a jail term. So frankly speaking, both of them I mean, it's like the pot calling the kettle black as far as Akbaruddin Owaisi and Raja Singh are concerned. Both of them have said pretty horrible things about each other's religion. But talking specifically about the politics of this, yes, the BJP wanted to make a political point, which is its legitimate right. It can obviously make a political point. But I personally think in terms of factual details, I don't think it had everything going right for it.
I really want to hear from you, Rachna Reddy, that what if Akbaruddin Owaisi is made the speaker? What would you do? What would the party do if, I mean, of course, the situation is hypothetical, but will BJP start boycotting the assembly then?
Well, if Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi's appointment, or rather election, election is procedurally mandated, it's constitutional. We'll see what call the party will take. But if the election is not procedurally mandated or constitutional, we'll certainly challenge it, because there are cases in both the High Court as well as the Supreme Court where people have gone to the extent of challenging a pro-tem speaker, and a pro-tem speaker's role is so minimal and for such few days that it's not even worth filing that paperwork and putting in that petition. But parties have...
I'm not defending Akbaruddin Owaisi in any way, but do you think Raja Singh is holier than Owaisi then?
I don't think either one is holier than the other. What I'm trying to state here is the party's position is this: the constitutional violation. If Mr. Raja Singh adds Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi's own personal, how would I say it, attraction to it, then, that's another cup of tea. But Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi, yes, with all his colorful past and everything else going for him, is unfortunately also not constitutionally viable today. But whether his appointment or election will be constitutionally viable later on, we'll have to see.
Right. Sudhir, before I wind up the interview, one more question is that does this episode now lay some sort of a ground as to how the campaign in the coming months in the run-up to 2024 will be like? It's about hatred for Muslims, the politics of Hindutva, and this episode makes it very clear. I mean, put aside the constitutional propriety or impropriety as what BJP says, but the larger point, of course, is the politics around the hatred for Muslims. So does it prepare some sort of a ground again on which now Raja Singh apparently will play a prominent role in BJP?
Well, Raja Singh's individual politics as an individual politician has always been about Hindu-Muslim. Even in his election campaign, when Yogi Adityanath, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister, came, he welcomed him with bulldozers. Basically, in a constituency where there are about 24% Muslims, it's always been some kind of messaging of that sort. But I wouldn't extend it to say the entire BJP will fight it on this kind of a plank, because the other BJP MLAs in both Nizamabad and Adilabad undivided districts did not win their elections on the plank of Hindutva. This was a vote against the BRS government, and whichever constituencies where the Congress was found better, the Congress candidates won. In the 7 other constituencies where the BJP candidates were found better, in Adilabad and Nizamabad, they won. So I don't think Hindutva is going to be a major plank. The 2024 election will be largely fought on who do you want to see in power in Delhi at the national level. And I think it will be a choice between the BJP, the Congress, and the BRS pretty much. Hindutva or no Hindutva. So I don't think Hindutva really will be much of a plank. These are old issues between Akbaruddin Owaisi and Raja Singh. Both of them have no love lost for each other, which is why Owaisi's reluctance and refusal to field a candidate against Raja Singh and instead field a candidate against Mohammad Azharuddin in Jubilee Hills came in for much criticism, because there was that entire talk that, you are deliberately wanting him to grow in strength so that you can always have that counterpoint to have your brand of politics. But I don't think 2024 Lok Sabha election will be about any kind of Hindu versus Muslim.
Interesting times ahead, and we leave it to the viewers to judge whether it's more about the constitutional impropriety, as what BJP has just said, that it is a blatant violation of norms, procedures, and protocols, or is it got to do more with the positioning of the politics around the hatred for Muslims? Thank you so much, Rachna Reddy. Sudhir, it was wonderful having you on the program. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion, subscribe to our channel, send us your feedback, and stay tuned to The Federal.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.